Wow. Wow. Greetings, free people. As usual, I would say this is an impromptu live. I'm looking at some old information we may have and come across this specific one we say Black Code of Louisiana. And when me I go through the Black Code of Louisiana, you know, it kinda remind me of how them a construct the it actually what I said just it actually remind me of the 1962 Jamaica Constitutional Order in Council. That's what it is. So if you juxtapose that specific document with this Louisiana Black Code, to me, what I say it's just an upgrade or modification or amendment. This is why I said these codes, these slave code, evolve to what we have now as law. And the only remedy we have is actually where the oath of allegiance is, where the public servants take an oath of allegiance to the office of public servant. I'm like to talk about that oath. The oath specifically say, I swear to uphold the Constitution and the laws thereof, and to serve the people of Jamaica well. That's the Jamaica oath of allegiance for these public servants. So this is how I choose to address them, as public servants, nothing else. Now they can choose to rebut that. Yeah. Just like how we have a problem or rebut whatever presumption these people bring forward. Now I'm gonna read the document. You know I love talking, so I say go. That's why I'm staying on my lane, my area, my jurisdiction, to regulate relations between slaves and colonists. Now again, Black Code of Louisiana is to regulate relations between slaves and colonists. The Louisiana Slave Code, based largely on that compiled in 1685 for the French Caribbean colonies. French Caribbean colonies. So you know them definitely I talk about Haiti right there. And other French speaking colonies. And this act was introduced in 1724 and remained in force until the United States took possession of Louisiana in 1803. The document says the code's 54 articles regulated the status of slaves and free blacks, as well as relations between master and slaves. The entire body of laws appear below. So it's a Black Code of Louisiana. Number 1, decrees the expulsion of the Jews from the colony. So the very first article is a decree which is the expulsion of Jews from the colony of Louisiana. Now a modern time, so in a 1724, I'm quite sure these white people was not the one who were considered as Jews. And remember, Louisiana is, it has said, seeded mostly by the Haitian people. So it's safe to say before them even call the people Indian, them call them Jew. And Jew would be synonymous with what them call Israelite. However, I'm quite sure there was a kingdom of Israel and a kingdom of Judah. Two separate and distinct kingdoms. The kingdom of Israel, as they would say, would be the northern kingdom. And that would be the first kingdom that would enter into captivity. So if you talk about it historically, it's beautiful to look at. And if you talk about it allegorically, it's even much more beautiful. You know what I mean? When you look at it. Because what basically you say the transition or the change. You understand? And what bring the change? No different from what happened here in the West, where we are exist as a people, free, unencumbered. We don't have nobody or place, no restriction on we. And then the Spanish step cross, invade. And when the Spanish came here, the Spanish interact with Indians first, not Maroons, not Rastafarians, not black, blue, pink, or white man. Was just us as Indian. And look at this image. What y'all look at, this is who them identify as Indian. Yeah, man. People like I. Now, since we are touched on that point there, I'm going to say to one say, so when them said decree the expulsion of the Jews from the colony, that means that the Jews them is still there, you know, but just by writing a decree, them erase those Jews. So when you're looking at the Jew now, them become nigger and they are slaves. Very same people. So this is what them do on the island with them documentation. Example, the Independence Act. The 19th of June, them have an Independent Act where give us independent. And by the 25th of July, them institute them, it as a corporate state. This is when they must say, you're a citizen of Jamaica. You know what I mean? You're a citizen of Jamaica. Remember, you're supposed to have independence and be free, because that's what independence means. However, the document states you're a citizen of Jamaica and a Commonwealth citizen. So your status is Commonwealth citizenship. Read the document, that's what it says. Now, the point where I get at is this. When the Spanish came here, the Spanish saw us and call us Indian. Some of them will call us Jews, not necessarily Israelite, but Jews of Judea. So the term Indian stick, and then them say, right in them history, say all the Indian dead off, they died off, Indian extinct. And right after the extinct Indian become black people, become Jamaican citizen, become all these other labels. But it's the very same people. All them do is write on paper, just like what them do in Louisiana. Them say this is the decree, the expulsion of all Jews, and that is Article 1. I won't read all of the article, but they them can do them own research. Now I'm going to share Article 2 with you. It says, make it imperative on masters to impart religious instructions to their slaves. Make it imperative for the slave masters to impart religious instructions to the slaves. So this is why you have to get up and go to church whether you like it or not. Them subdue your parent that way. Article 3 says, permit the exercise of the Roman Catholic creed only. This are in a Louisiana, my people. 1724. Now, when I say the Roman Catholic creed, you have to know, sir, at that time, it have to be the Spanish people. Because even though the French themselves, initiate these things, but the French govern from the Spanish crown, govern from Rome. This is why they institute a Roman Catholic creed only. Now, remember, when the British came to Jamaica in 1655, they outlawed the Catholic religion. Remember that, because remember, at that time, the Church of Rome was separate and distinct from the Church of England, who break away from the Church of Rome and become Protestant. Now, when I talk like this, I just information where I flow off the top of my head. So if I make any error here or there, I don't mind the correction. You understand? But again, dumb people not come over here and open their mouth and speak when you're clueless. And this is why we always say we don't mind the rebuttal, because usually it's people where can rebut, may rebut. I have a next couple of sections I want to pinpoint again. It's permit the exercise of the Roman Catholic creed only. Every other mode of worship is prohibited. That means that I'm ban everything else. Now, Article 4 said Negroes placed under the direction or supervision of any other person than a Catholic are liable to confiscation. You hear that? Niggers. So them run out the Jew not exist no more. So the Jew now become niggers and slave. This is how them work. Them come and we as Indian, them wipe we out. But it's just paper genocide. On paper, the Arawak Indian dead off. All Arawak Indian died off. Now we only have some slave here, what we brought here from Africa. We can't prove that. We don't have no slave ship for prove that. The only people who come here with Columbus are the Esau lineage people, those Edomite people, black skin looking just like us. Yeah, man, and they practice that Mohammedan religion, Muslim. And these very people are what you call the Maroons, because they are the Moors. And the very Moors are who you call the Maroons. And L.A. Lewis can verify this. I think he is truthful enough. If you ask him his name, you're going to hear him add one of those L-B name in it. So that alone, just say naturally invalidate whatever it is these foreigners are trying to push forward. Because remember, they are making a concerted effort to erase us as a people who are the original people, the first nation. Jamaica is so unique where the creation of them federal system started right here on this island, and it started with the postal office. This is why the postal union, the post office is, the entity will sit on top of all of the corporation, all corporate bureaucracy. And this is where them get them federal jurisdiction. Now, you can do the maths, you can verify it for yourself. Every 12 miles, there is either a police station or a post office. This is how they map their location. And this is why whenever you see me use any kind of instrument out there, I always place an adhesive $1 postal stamp, only because it represents 1 troy ounce of gold. And then I'm on cancel that stamp, making I'm on the postmaster of that document, of that instrument. Just like how the post office with the post man them in a them vehicle, you never see them have license plate. You can't ask them for registration or insurance because them not deal with that. The very same thing apply to me. I'm in a mind I go in a court and go through all the changes just to demonstrate that. Yeah, man. So these are, you call the postal mechanics, where you have to attach to your instrument when you put it out there. And that way you carry, when it comes right down to it, you're going to find yourself under the authority of the postal union. That would be the jurisdiction. And that carry a different kind of governance. And people in the system with knowledge, we always know these things. Yeah, man. You have a next one I'm going to touch on. Them say Sunday and holiday are to be strictly observed. All Negroes, not Jews anymore, all Negroes found at work on these days are to be confiscated. You know what that means? Confiscated is like how them confiscate my pro box. And them I do that because them have the mentality that they are masters when I know they are public servants. You understand? So you have to rebut these presumptions what them have out there. The next one, them say, we forbid white subjects of both sex to marry with the blacks, or the blacks, under the penalty of being fined and subjected to some other arbitrary punishment. That means them go and whip your ass. Them say, we forbid all curiers, priests or missionaries of or secular or regular clergy, and even our chaplains in our navy to sanction such marriages and forbid these things. We also forbid all our white subjects and even the manumitted or free-born blacks to live in a state of concubinage with blacks. Should there be any issue from this kind of intercourse, it is our will that the person so offending and the master of the slave should pay each a fine of 300 livres or lires. Now, should said issue be the result of the concubinage of the master with his slave, said master shall not only pay the fine, but be deprived of the slave, tequem concubine, and of the children who shall be adjudged to the hospital of the locality, hospital, government agency, that again. And said slave shall be forever incapable of being set free. You want to hear them argument here? Them said the slave is forever incapable of being free. So you have someone in this kind of capacity. Yeah, man. I really think so. And I think the Maroons are much more, capable of maintaining this kind of capacity. And when I say Maroons, I always talk about the leadership, not the people. Because the people of this island are Indian. What them other call Arawak Indian, we term Awuwak Indian. This is who all the people are outside of the foreign Africans who declared themselves as such. All of them who say them are African, we Jamaican know them because them have it on tape out there. Now, them have changed them story. Now, the Rastaman no want to be African no more. The Rastaman want to be indigenous. Then Rastaman, no better you say you're Indian than indigenous, because indigenous is a term created by the attorneys. I'm quite sure you don't know that, because I learned from me. So some share it, I want to get it. So I make you know. So when I brag about indigenous, learn what the term means and where it comes from. The indigenous are open door for foreign people. Like Shaggy and Sean Paul, those mixy type of people, eh? Yeah, when them have them children, for them children, I gotta say them indigenous. You understand? And them original and all of these things. So we don't use indigenous only because we're original. And we don't mind the label Indian because when you type Indian in the computer, it will pertain into America. And any other Indian would be that of Asia, and that will be used in an adjective form, not as a noun. So this is the subtlety coming from our point of view. So when the Maroons out there going with themselves, they can't do that. Yeah, they have a right to do that. You understand? Because the Maroons are associated with the Moors, and the Moors derive their authority from North Africa, from the Moroccan Sultan. And this is why these people, you will say them are Muslim. A lot of these information now, them will try to change it up. Again, I can touch upon them leadership. I remember when in 2017, in my year, Queen Ifrica burn a fire upon the curry. And I say she show an image of a dude named Alex. And I say I'm familiar with that dude. And if you don't look in my tapes a few years ago, you're going to hear me share information about them people. And these are the people where I choose to usurp it has the Indians' place. Because all them do is it has a thief information. Them are information pirate. Because it's easy to ascertain, easy. When me step forward in 2019, when I can look on the tape and hear my narrative, and I can hear all the Maroon narrative, because I really challenge them from that time till now. But what them I do, and I'm nothing strange, and them not break no laws doing that. What me can say, them not authentic, because there is no Maroon we can gain sovereignty here. And history have definitely proved the fact that no Indian sign a contract with the British or any foreign government. When the British came here after the Spanish left, the Spanish came here and saw Indian and them left. When the British came here, they didn't see Indian, they came here seeing slaves and escaped Spaniards, which are Maroons. Remember, all them have to write on paper, oh, the Indian dead off, they're extinct. While we are still here looking at these people like, oh, the mess are these foreign people. What kind of language they must speak? It sound like English, but it have all kind of thing in front the word and behind the word. These are the prefix and suffix that they add to the English language to change it. Yeah, man. So some go on. Forgive me. Beautiful. Yeah, man. I'm going to say the body language around there, Anyway, yeah, them just research this instrument and look on it. I want to touch on the next point because I'm not going to sit down all day out here. All right, the ceremony and forms prescribed by the ordinance of Blois, B-L-O-I-S, and by the edict of 1639. Remember, sir, the Spanish coming at our place in a 1492, 1494, them touched Jamaica. And then the British came here in 1655. So before the British came to Jamaica, this is in 1639. Marriages shall be observed both with regards to free person and slaves. Now, but the consent of the father and mother of the slave is not necessary. Should I repeat that? Well, let me repeat it then. In 1639, marriages shall be observed both with regards to free persons and slaves. So there's no distinction. If you're black, whether you're free or you're a slave, you're under the same regulation. Go figures. So it's but the consent of the father and mother of the slave is not necessary. that of the master shall be the only one required. So it's only a master's consent is required for marriage. What's going on right now? Just listen, just place it parallel with what I see are going right now. When me meet my lady and me and my lady come together and we make our own solemn, vow together for say, so me I choose you and commit to whatever it is we are deal with, and yeah, that are does between me, my lady, and the Most High Creator. But Babylon I said that can't work. Babylon I say you need permission from I Babylon, who is the master, so you need a license. So people, wanna say why I'm a place of fire on them licensing, cause if I am a subjected slave, worse if me choose to live like a voluntary slave in a state of voluntary servitude, then yeah, we will consent and get licenses requiring permission, but because I am cognizant I am not a slave, can never be a slave, no time, then no licensing no apply to me. And here may I express it from 1724, this start. Because them get it from 1685 and from 1639. You understand? And to this day, a boy want to marry them woman, him better go find a bag of money first. And the woman want some big diamond ring. And the woman want to go one big church. And she want to keep a big party. And neither say, me no mind, me can't make me go work some more overtime and facilitate all of that. Then the woman says she want married license. Me I say, what the, for what? She say, you have to ask permission from the boss, from the master, Andrew Holness and him team. So without a license, we can't get married. And I say, let me talk to the Mosai about it. And then the Mosai just tell me personally. Him just talk to me personally and say, no man, your common law union between you, the woman, and I is sufficient. It's called a common law union, not a statutory union. You understand? And we know marriage just come into existence for them have the marriage licensing right in the 1800s. So before, are you saying there was no union before the 1800s? So them information I will bring forward so people can at least expand their meditation. Yeah, man, expand their thinking, expand their thought process, people. But other one that me really want to lay spawn, I want to say, boy, you have to ask permission from your master to get married. You know what I mean? And them say them forbid couriers or, magistrates to proceed to effect marriages between slave without proof of the consent of their master. So you can't get married without a license, people, when you're a slave. But now everything come normalized. So the people them just act and follow authority and don't know what authority is. They don't know what kind of law out there. Because Babylon put the term law on all of them rules and regulations, and them just call it law. It's like the Vibes Cartel case where this judge I talk about how, what is it? Evidence obtained illegally in Jamaica is admissible, and then them show you a document or an instrument number 15 and say this is from the Constitution, and it not match up with my Constitution. This is how I know them bullshit in the people. Because judge, you'd have to put that on the record and show me say it is law. This is why I know say Vibes Cartel are for free. And like yesterday when we're dumb, blind and deaf, one of those fool way from right to left. All of that gone, all of that changed. Right now, Jamaican people bright like morning stars. They stop a man and give him two arguments. Him a talk about him have constitutional right. When me hear it, me dead. Because me will say it that way, but only through a figure of speech. You can never have constitutional rights because the constitution can't give you no rights. Human rights predate the Constitution, people. It derived from the Most High Creator of nature. It is inherent to all man and woman. However, the Constitution now secure and guarantee those fundamental rights. In fact, it become a binding agreement. This is where the contract is. So the oath of office or the oath of allegiance to the public office of these public servants bind them by way of this contract, Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom, Chapter 3. These are the subtleties, people. Anything else they might talk about the Constitution, really not our business. That's their internal discussion and for their internal use. Like, who them want to be in the cabinet, who them want to be in this house, who them want. We're not business with that. We just want to know so the moment you violate our fundamental rights and freedom, you should be held accountable. There's no such thing as immunity. None. It not exists. Because if you said there is immunity, I said these guys should not be held accountable for their misconduct or their abuse of authority, which was delegated by the people. So to the people, not all of them, because half of our yard people now bright like morning star, but you have another half with dunce like ratbat. Them IQ in the negative. Them not have low IQ, them have negative IQ. You understand? And me I say that unapologetically. And you see them all over the media, all over the news. Talk a lot of nonsense. One thing with me, if me talk mess, just qualify it and rebut it. Because I'm here. You know, notice when I talk out here, them sodomite just stay quiet. Irrespective of which name I call. Because when I say Sir P can't address me directly. Sir P have to talk like the agent that him is. What I'm saying? Clandestine. Like a sodomite. When me can say Sir P, you do some work where you expose a lot of things. But to me, it is an agenda because it only destabilize the area and pressure a specific group of people. You and your CIA should be able to expose who are these people in Congress that are, what them call them, the illicit six. And you're supposed to not just, I tell we say, an Anjo wife, and the sodomite boy will like dress like girl, and the next sodomite one there will have a white wife, and him a sodomite at the gay party them, and all of these other immoral people were in our parliament and were running the politics. Yeah, man. You say you want to come, you know. This is why I'm come out here, you know. When I can't get out here, mad, but you understand? Forgive me, though. But I just like to express myself. And I like for all the team. Why? You know, I can't talk for 2-3 hours straight, you know. And then me have a rotted, powerful machine where the thing still there on full. That means I can't give them 2 hours straight, full. Yeah, man. Anyway, me really want, you know, address the fact where them still a try enslave you people. Them a try it with me, you know, but me have on my boxing glove and me know karate. Well, me not know karate. Me know karachi. Yeah, me know karachi. Cause me watch me not watch Bruce Lee. Me watch Blue Lee. And me know karachi. So any boy with them karate from Bruce Lee, yeah man, me have cup that man with my karachi. In other words, only because them accuse me of a crime, me have to demonstrate say boy I'm no criminal. And them have all kind of, you just say style, what them like for style you. Them have all kind of ways what them like for discredit you. And them have all kind of ways where them no mind to try you. Brethren, me have to go through this code here because it's not really long, you know, but the them can go through it. Me just point out the facts, you know, the federal statutory legal standards, alternatively used as rules and regulations, are slave codes which have evolved This is why it was important to have a Charter of Fundamental Rights or a Bill of Rights. You understand? And this Bill of Rights is there to keep these public servants in check, to restrict their conduct. Yeah, man. Limit their activity. Yeah, man. For make them know, so boy, you are the public servant. Stop going like you're boss or master. You are the public servant and you will always be. Because you have an oath of allegiance to the public office as such, public servant. Yeah, man. So I don't know why our people are play this low, well, not even low IQ, because them people when me I talk about them in the negative IQ region, a lot of them follow behind Sir P like that. And them swear them bright. Me I lick some shot at you, Sir P. I'm not afraid of you and your CIA. Now you're PIA. Period. Because uno plan together and take on a pro box. So right now me I feel a big Lexus truck. I go on like me a fancy guy. People see me in a them big powerful vehicle, them think me rich, them probably tear down my house. You understand? So I want my little old pro box to just maintain my humble stance. Me no want they in this big old expensive thing. You understand? Cause Babylon I got things so boy, yes. I'm not no LA Lewis. LA Lewis a Freemason. LA Lewis already initiate like P. Diddy long time ago to make them fool you. And him an entertainer. But me always rate LA Lewis. Why? Because I'm not ram for talk for cray. So I rate him. Yeah, I'm not ram for make a fool of himself. I rate him. So when you listen to some things where him say, you gotta realize him have a whole heap more sense than what we are giving credit for. That same LA Lewis. Because I discover that the whole of them know me now. A Queen of Africa bust out that. Because if Alex apart with Jim Carrey, well, I mean, Steve Carey, well, I mean, Chief Carey. I know me like entertaining. So when I hear me go on, you know entertainment, that's my style. Me are one of them one that will make you laugh till your belly drop out, but sometimes the joke them stiff. Or when you come off of this thing and start laugh, I say, wait, that was a joke? Boy, the hell that easy, you know? Yeah. Laugh till they get stitches, man. Yeah, man. So you're dead with laugh now? And me that. Funny as hell. I'll me a crack up. Yeah, man. Well, anyway, people, I think me in the 30-minute range, and me I tell you, boy, it's under pressure out here. Yeah, but I do give thanks. And again, you know, me and DIGICEL a box, so DIGICEL, them not just cut off my thing this time. I say a red light, a blink, in my DIGICEL box. So me I feel I said to someone, say, look like DIGICEL want blow me up. DIGICEL a press a bomb in my place. I've never seen a red button from that box. All the me have DIGICEL account from 2017. I still have the contract. I'm going to present that contract in my lawsuit. Because I'm going to say, boy, if this is when I start, me I pay 2,500 and now them want me pay almost $10,000. Nobody negotiate no terms and conditions with me. DIGICEL just a run my bill, and the one time me tender payment, I renegotiate the terms and conditions of my contract. DIGICEL choose not to honor it. So you see why me I bring forward this slave code. Me I try make the eye them know so them sodomite I try we like we are slave, but we have to go revolt. You understand? That's why me no want a part of the government, you know. Me no want take over no government. Me no want business with who want vote and who don't want vote. Me no have. That's why I renounce it. You see, as such, the government now can charge me for no insurrection, sedition, nor treason. But I will be able to charge the government as such. Now, on my own, on set up on yourself for a big, you know, say, well, because on our work on behalf of the British, because the British are honor. in a contract, some kind of treaty negotiation. I as Indian don't know about it. Because there is no way I as an Indian are gonna make treaty with Britain. When I get these British sodomite all kind of free reign in my land, making them get all kind of resources, and then me talk about me I govern some bush, a little bush area. And even the bush area, you still allow the foreign people for coming at the backside, the Coptic area, and rape this place. My people, we have to get the Chinese from out of the woods. We don't want no more Chinese in our inner area. We have to go, we don't want no foreign, all the foreign have to stay up on the coastline. So we're going to give them hell and them look a place. Coast, matter of fact, we don't even want them around here, sir. We're going to find somewhere put them around a Portland side with a white guy where I run Portland. Come here, so the youth were named Alex and Chief Curry, them want to be king for Portland. So I guess through me a Nestorian king, I'm going to share some information. I think the brethren there, I mean, I say, oh, Mouta not talk about these people. Because Mouta is apartheid. The whole of them are Edomite. The whole of them are come from the line of Esau. And them not afraid to tell your people. Them not afraid to tell us that them are African. Just check it. And me alone, I say me are Indian around here. Me are some people who know themselves. But all the rest I say them are African. I ask yourself, why is that? Them know who they are. But them want to trick the Indians. Anyway. That one I might go private, you know. Because as I said, it's an impromptu. And again, we just a pass through. But see the document here. I don't know if they are them can see it. Yeah, man. Louisiana, Code Nor, 1724. And so the lawyer when I walk up and down with. Yeah, them can see it. The Constitution, this. And see it where it say? Over here. Got the camera there. That's why I can't work like this. You know, see it here? It'll tell you the date when it ascend. So when that judge there, Madam McDonald, attacks a boy, she have constitutional law where I say them can, you know, admit illegal evidence obtained illegally. Me I say that a bullshit. You try that in front of me, boy, I would have loved to really express to you say you're out of order and you're wrong. Because our constitution, yeah, this is a law we move with. This is where I get the police. And through the police can read and write, him discard it. And hold on, I go and show you again. See it here? When me I move, this is where I get them people. I do not trespass. Anybody can read this. It's legible. Look at it. And look at the date. This date's a traffic court date, you know, people. How I can do this thing? I'm really a novice with this thing. No, turn for me, you know. But anyway, there it goes. My baby, I laugh, met a scorn. She said, boy, the old man and no sense, you know, know nothing about these things. Me not helping. Oh, I see what I go on. I told me you want to see everything, but me if I just put it in front of the thing so me can't see. But there you go, people. Yeah, man, this is what it say. Traffic court, and this is 2021. Right? It's a March 24th, 2021, people. That means that the traffic court know me. Them traffic court have these information. So just like Vice Cartel, them want to give me double jeopardy. Them want to charge me 2 times for the same set of bullshit charge. And people, believe me when me I tell you, me not have a problem I embarrass these dunce people. Because you can't charge me for registration. And for you can't charge me for registration, you can't charge me for insurance, you can't charge me for fitness, you can't charge me for license, you can't charge me for absolutely nothing at all. Me I say, watch you know, put them jumper cable there on the 2 chart. Don't make me get out of order. Because I tell us I put it on the 2 lip. You know? the lady we're bringing in our world, but I'm going to leave it right there because I'm telling her so I'm going to make me feel some way more time where you see true, I can't decapitate you, know. I have to tell you some things where, yeah, I'm going to feel a way, you know. Go straight to the soul. Fire burn, you know. Anyway, I fix up myself in a car when me and them expensive car, yeah. I have to look proper. When Babylon see me, them not take a second look, you know. Or when me and them a pro box, them sue me a taxi, them I say, what money? That's all them say when them say taxi man. Money. And the taxi man, them catch on and stop run money. So a problem on the road now. Police are beat taxi man left, right, and center. People, my God, yes, sir. My God, me I get too much trouble out here. Again, salute to a subscriber. Yeah, man. Salute to the good people them out there. Salute to Nantucket Island. Salute to my brethren Joel Jagwasi out there and his entire family. Salute to the Awak in Nantucket. Yeah, man. We're just naturally authentic. We don't have to add nothing or take away nothing. Or, you know, we're just natural. So again, we do give thanks. Information share, people. Information share, yeah. Salute out there.